Hi guys, I've got a bit of a challenge for you today. I'm gonna call this the Traveler's Notebook Truth Challenge. So I'm challenging you to create a page that shows a simple truth about yourself that probably most people don't realize. I think in this day and age of social media, we all are a little bit selective with what truths we put out there, and even me, as far as I'm pretty open here on YouTube, but I'm still selective about what things I choose to post or not. So I'm going to create a page today that just simply states a truth about myself that you might not know, and I'd love it if you joined in with me with this challenge. And if you post a page, use the hashtag #TNTruthChallenge so that we can all be a little bit more honest with each other. So I've got a photo of myself, which I think it's important if it's going to be a truth about myself, best that the photo be about me. And I am going to do some stamping with the brand new Howell Street Alpha from Kelly Stamps. So I have grabbed my Maggie Holmes 6x8 Willow Lane pad, and this is like the alternatives. Sort of plainer patterns, but I love them so much more than the original ones. They've got beautiful gold foiling and just really basic patterns, which I love. And I just want to pick one. Actually, this one might be nice. It goes well with my very rosy cheeks in this photo, and I think the stripes are going to help me with my stamping. So the first thing I have to do is just trim the top of this page down. Now these 6x8 pads, they don't quite fill up the entire page, so it's going to have a little white border around it. I don't mind that. I think sometimes it can look quite nice. So I'm not going to bother sticking this in just yet. I'm going to do my stamping first. I had pulled out this blue ink to stamp with just because it matched my photo, but I didn't realize I was going to be stamping on pink paper, so I just tested that first, and it looks fine. It's just a slightly different color than black. Because this is a brand new stamp set, and you can see there when I stamped the eye, it was a little bit patchy, so I'm just going over all of the letters with an eraser. It just helps it stamp a bit more even. Like you can see there on the eye that I've stamped first, as opposed to my test stamps, it's a much more solid impression. So that's one tip when you get a brand new stamp set like that. I don't do it all the time, but because this was going to involve quite a lot of the alpha stamps here, I decided to do that this time. So I'm just using the lines of this pattern paper as a guideline for my stamping, and it's still not straight, to be honest, but I'm using that to stamp out my truth, which is that I am a really shy, highly sensitive, and extremely introverted person. Every time I publish a video here on YouTube, I really am pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And I mean, I think I'm nearly 300 videos in, and it still makes me incredibly anxious every time I publish a video. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop, it just means that this is something that I battle within myself to continue to create on YouTube. I almost ran out of room for that introverted. That was a very long word to fit on a less than 4-inch piece of paper, so I squeezed it in and then wrote the rest of my truth just on my typewriter down the bottom, more as, I guess, kind of journaling as opposed to a title. Now, my pocket page notebook is getting a little bit full, and one tip I have for you is that sometimes the pockets towards the back, you may need to trim whatever's in there just a little bit more than you usually would to make sure that the pocket page folds over all the way. I am going to turn the rest of my pocket page here into a shaker pocket, of course. I can't have a truth without a little bit of sequin. Sequins is definitely me, so it needed a sequin. I am fusing this photo into the bottom here, and of course I haven't put anything on the back. If you are fusing a pocket shut, you either need to work front to back or have another plan for the back side of this. I'm not too concerned about it. I figure I'll put a sticker or a die cut or something onto the back of this photo. Of course, the top half of this pocket page is going to be sequins, so that's not an issue. So I'm not super concerned about what's on the back, but that is something to take into consideration if you're going to fuse a pocket sharp. I have tried to be cautious about how much sequins I'm putting in here. I figure that's enough to make it full without being overly full, so then I am going to fuse that shut. I just slip a piece of scrap cardboard underneath it when I fuse. It just stops the indentations onto the back side. You probably don't need to, because there's paper underneath the pocket. It's not going to stick on top of each other, so it is just a precaution. The left side looked a little bit empty, so I decided to carefully place some sequins to make it look like they've sort of spilled out across the page. I think it just ties those two pages together, otherwise they do tend to look a little bit separate. As usual, I am gluing my sequins down with a little bit of multi-matte medium, and I'm just using those tweezers to help me place them, although I still managed to drop a couple. These tweezers are really good, but because they're that sort of reverse to the ones I'm used to, I still, see there, I dropped that one. I still can't quite get my coordination right with them, I'm afraid. And then that is this page all done. I do hope that you'll join me in this Traveler's Notebook Truth Challenge. It's not as scary as it seems to put a little piece of the real you out there, but I think if we were all a little bit more honest with each other, the world would probably be a kinder and gentler place to be in. And if you do choose to join me in this challenge, make sure that you use that hashtag so that we can all see and support each other. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, because another truth is that every comment and every like just brings me so much joy. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.